The truth is now out.
November 22nd to the 28th marks Holodomor National Awareness Week, a time to remember the millions of Ukrainians who were killed at the hands of the Soviet Union in the early 1930s. In 1932 and 1933, Soviet Union leader Joseph Stalin ordered food seizures aimed at starving Ukrainian peasantry, resulting in the deaths of millions of Ukrainians. Irene Mitsak, chair of the National Holodomor Awareness Committee for Ukrainian Canadian Congress, says this act by Stalin was to eradicate, insubordinate, and squash independence and freedom from the Ukrainian people, a genocide which was denied and kept secret for decades.
If the international community had been brave enough, or maybe less complacent enough in 32-33 to speak, because everyone knew what was going on, they just didn't want to talk about it, then we wonder how history would have changed, how the events that followed the Holodomor would have been different.
2021 marks the 88th anniversary of the Holodomor. On Thursday, Minister Kathy Cox, along with a few members of the Ukrainian community, gathered at the ledge to remember the lives lost. Valentina Noseworthy was one of those members. Her mom, Anna Shul, is a survivor. She was 7 years old at the time.
In Manitoba, we do have a number of Holodomor survivors. Sadly, they're getting very elderly. Many of them have passed away. But if we can keep telling the story, these are their true stories. They tell of their lives, first-person testimony, so that no more can people deny or doubt that this terrible tragedy actually happened.
The Canadian Museum for Human Rights has a gallery known as Breaking the Silence, which looks at a cross-section of genocides from all around the world, including the Holodomor.
In almost every case, there's an attempt to deny and hide and distort the genocide. Certainly in the Holodomor, that was a huge feature. And then finally, the efforts of people around the world, including the victims and their families, to break the silence and seek justice.
On Saturday, Ukrainian Canadian Congress is asking Canadians across the country to take time to remember by lighting a candle in your home and pausing for a moment of silence at 7:32 p.m. or 1932 local time.
We have an obligation to speak, and that's and if we do, then we've already paid tribute to those who cannot.
In Winnipeg, Alex Karpa, City News.